Good morning, Terry. Welcome to Tuesday. We got to get hopping a little bit today because that first race at Parks is coming up pretty soon, right?
It is about 25 minutes from now.
Oh, not
So,
that bad. So we have a little bit of time to
yeah,
reminisce then, I guess. Did you get a chance to watch the show yesterday with Sean and I with the jockey Wesley Ho?
I did. I did. That was pretty neat. Had his wife there. She's a trainer, I guess, and a little
Mm-hmm.
baby.
His
Uh,
girlfriend, huh?
yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, it's girlfriend,
Yeah, it's
right?
okay.
And yeah, it was a good show. I liked it. I was glad that guy that's always giving good comments got a indication he's going to get a picture. And I got my picture yesterday. It was pretty cool.
You got your picture of Mike Smith signed yesterday?
Yeah, it's back. It's right behind me. But I don't
Yours
think.
is there. Yeah, mine is over there. I have one with Arrogate riding. I don't know where that race was at, but I'm still in the process of setting up my studio for a year now, Terry. But I'm getting closer by the day. Sooner
Yeah.
or later, we'll have that up and we'll get cracking. And of course, today we're at Parks. Woo! A lot of races, 11 races,
Yeah.
and I would honestly say, Terry, that I I I had a real hard time picking a best bet in here today because I don't feel like there's a clear winner in any race.
I agree with you there. I think it was pretty wide open the whole day. I had a hard time myself, but we'll just have to see. Now, yesterday you had a really good pick four, and that
Mm.
your prime rib pick four paid over like 250 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hit the boxed pick, and also my pick bet of the day at yesterday. So we had a pretty good day, I think.
Yeah,
Your
I
bet
had
was
my best bet one too
it did.
in the closed out the early pick four. And the funny thing about yesterday, Terry, is if you recall our conversation, there were two horses, Terry, that I had where I mentioned in the first leg between the 7 and the 1,
Mm-hmm.
where I said they were 50-50 and I just give a slight edge. And then another race where that hurt our hot dog pick four at the end. My hot dog in your prime rib pick four was the 12 horse one.
Right.
And that was another horse that I said I had a hard time choosing between it and my fourth place horse. And the funny thing is, both of the ones that I went 50-50 on and took the other one won.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So from now on, folks, when I say, hey, I'm 50-50 on a horse, just bet the one I throw out the win.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to do it. So,
Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
that first one, the he went off at 10-1 and won to start
Oh,
off
yeah.
that pick four. And if you look over at guaranteed tip sheet, was the fourth pick there. So I really was, and the 7 was the sixth pick. So I was really fighting back and forth between those two, and I opted to go with the bullet instead of the ranking. So let's see
Yeah.
how today plays out at Parks, Terry. Race number 1. Let me pull up our picks here. So we got a lot going on. Parks race number 1 is a and here's something interesting about today. Most of the races, I would say all but 2, so 9 of the races are either a mile and 70 yards or 6 furlongs. So a lot of the way the edges play out is going to stay the same all day. So I would pay close attention to how some of these early races play. And if you start to see like speed is winning, or you start to see like a particular post is winning or not winning for that matter, you might kind of rearrange the picks a little bit as the day goes on to fit the track bias, so to speak. So
Yeah.
today's bias, not previous bias, but at a mile and 70 yards, Terry, in 2022, there have been 19 races. 14 of them, Terry, were won by speed, with 7 of the 19 going wire to wire. The post positions from 1 through 7 all have similar win rates, but if you get it at 8 or above, you tend to have a little bit better advantage. So let me pull something up here real quick too, Terry, while we're here, because I did my hot dog pick four. I got the wrong thing up here, I think. All right, there we go. Too many different things on my screen, but let me get back to the right page here. So the prime rib pick 4 for me, hot dog pick 4, Terry, starts in race number 1. I'm going with the 2, the 4, the 1, which is my best bet of the day, and the 4, the 7 and the 5, the 12, 4, and 2 to pick off beginning of my pick 4 today, the hot dog pick 4. Oh, that's interesting. You're watching us on the Laurel VIP Facebook group. How does that work, man? I didn't know we were on this. This is all Sean does all the socializing stuff. So
That's kind of cool.
He does. Sean does all the socialize, like the Facebook, Twitter, all that social media stuff. All right, Terry. So let's get rocking. We got a lot of horses to talk about, so let's make it quick.
All righty. Well, in that first race, I like the number 4, Little Miss Hotshot. She won 2 out of the last 3 races, and she lost the last race only by a neck, and now drops in class uh, since her last win.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 2, Party in the Sand, broke bad in her last race, and so she has an excuse for that. She likes being the bridesmaid, running second in 5 out of 6 races, and she'll be closing to try to win this race. Then number 6, Carmel Tina, has been in the money at Parx in 15 of 24 races. She's won 4 of those races and drops in class for this race. And then number 3, Taylor's Bell, seems to get in trouble in most of her races, but if she can stay out of trouble, she'll do very well in this race. And a side note, my wife's last name is Taylor, so.
So it's the name play. I'm going to start with Party in the Sand, Terry. Party in the Sand has a huge advantage over everybody else with the late pace figures. So, if, as you mentioned, gets a little bit better break, and that was reflected in a little bit better fractions last time out. And then Jockey Luis Rivera is been strong at routes. Terry's won 5 out of 15 routes so far in 2022. Little Miss Hotshot had the top last race speed figure, Terry, tied with the top pedigree. So putting that pedigree to work right there, has done exceptionally well at the distance, finishing in the money 16 out of 22 races, Terry. Trainers flipping this one around pretty quickly, and that's probably because the horse has some of the best, or actually has the best combination of early pace and late pace by a pretty decent margin. Number 1, I'm Thirsty, Terry, has the fastest fractions that any horse has been able to put together in the opening quarter mile. So if speed does hold up and the 8th horse goes wire to wire, I'm Thirsty could be that one. Dropping in purse last time out, ran for $26,000, $18,000 this time around. Horse is making its second start off a layoff. And if you look at that first one, the fractions were pretty good in that first race off the bench. Like, it didn't need a warm-up race. Actually did better than it did in previous races after being warmed up. And if you look at the trainer, Mary Pattershall, moving this horse down 2 classes, Terry, she's won 5 of 12 races that way.
Wow.
And then I agree with you on number 6, Carmelatini has the tie for the top pedigree as the other one, has some of the top late pace figures in the last race. Horse has done pretty good at Parx, finishing in the money 15 out of 24 races and 6 out of 10 with the distance, but doesn't like to win, Terry. Only 1 win in that 10. 5 of them, Terry, are second place finishes. So it's, as you like to say, a bridesmaid, right?
Yes.
Race 2 is another one that's a mile and a 16th, Terry, on the main course. This one's a optional claiming 16,000 with a purse of 25,000, Terry. As I mentioned, these races were really difficult for me. Like I said, I had a really hard time deciding which one was going to be my best bet of the day, but I just went ahead and made it the one horse. I'm glad to see that it's also your top pick. In fact, our top 4 picks are all the same. So I'm just going to tell you why I like the one horse. Okay. And then you could tell us why you like your horse. So I'd like the one horse Jump for the Win as my best bet. Horse is just a neck away from being undefeated in 2 races. Had better fractions last time out, despite adding a furlong. So still showed the same speed, ran a little bit longer. So that actually means it's even better than it looks on paper. And you're getting first-time Lasix here, Terry, combined with speed. As you know, I love that angle. And Tom mentioned something before when he was on the show with us on Thursday night with Aubrey Green, that he likes horses that get Lasix with speed and then a weight break. Jump for the Win is getting a weight break as well. So a lot of reasons to think that it should be able to hold its speed early. What do you
think? I agree with you. I really do. So as you were saying, the horse has won a race and then ran second, beaten the neck. But you know that she had trouble in that race. So, or he did. He had trouble coming in wide into the stretch. And then the trainer wins 25% of the time when dropping off of a claim. And this horse has the best dirt speed among today's starters. So anyway, and then to back that up, I like number 4, Harkness. Came in from Laurel and his last race at Parx, won his last race at Parx easily. And he can either lead from or come from behind, which is an angle, as you know, I really like. He has a high percentage jockey and trainer. And then number 5, If Whiskey Could Talk.
If whiskey could talk, I think.
If
Terry.
whiskey, yeah, okay.
Yes, if whiskey could
That-
talk. In other
there-
words,
that's
if
right.
you had
there's
a
that
few
K.
too many, what would you say? I guess
That's right. There's
Or-
that K I missed.
that's all right.
Yeah. Well, this one closed to win his last race at 6 furlongs, and now stretches out to 1.70 miles, which I think would go with his running style. Number 3, Turnpike Bob gets Lasix for the first time. And whenever the trainer uses Lasix on a horse for the first time, he's won 100% of those times.
Mm-hmm. Well, I have number 2, Hartness, the 4-horse, as my second choice, just like you. Has the top pedigree, has the top jockey trainer combination in Ruben Silvera and Jamie Ness. The combo hits together at 31% to the winner's circle. And they have a horse that has the top early pace, late pace figure number combination. If whiskey could talk, Terry, nobody would be my friend anymore. No, just kidding. Did run some of it does have the fastest fractions that any horse has put on the track in the last in the opening quarter. If you look at that last race, won by 6 3/4 lengths, Terry, a big race from my experience is typically followed by yet another big race, and had some really good improvement in race number 2 compared to the debut. And number 3, Turnpike Bob has the top early pace numbers in the field, which is reflected in some of the best fractions last time out relative to everybody else. And there's a lot going on with this horse too, because it has its first time gelded and first time Lasix, Terry. So if it just runs back 2 races, it can make easy work of this field. So I'm a little worried about that 3-horse with all those different changes. And all right, so here's a horse that I was going to think of. I was battling between the 3 and a 6, Mischief Road. And Mischief Road is making a big drop. So that's my 50-50 horse, the first one on the day. So you just bet the 6 here to win, because it's not in my pick anywhere.
Yeah.
Race number 3 is the 3rd consecutive race to start the card, Terry, at 1.70 miles. This one is claiming 7,500, non-winners of 3, lifetime. Terry, again, speed has been the dominant way. The post positions are fair. If you get a number 8 or better, it tends to work. So I don't think that comes into play here. But in any case, once again, we have the same 4 horses, just in a little different order. Why do you like the 5 more than the 7?
Well, I like it because it won its last race at Penn National, and winning that received the highest last race speeding. And the trainer is winning at a 25% clip during this race meet. And I like Frankie Pennington. He's the jockey.
Mm-hmm.
I like number 7, Not a Trace. Been in the money in 7 out of 8 races, and she's won 2 of those races. And she drops in class today. And then number 6, Connoisseur, ran second in her last race at Parx at today's distance, so she can go that distance. Good workout on December 23rd, 3rd best out of 16. And then number 2, The Same Moon, finished 3rd in her last 2 races. Likes this distance, as she's finished 6 out of 9 times, and she's won 2 of those races.
Mm-hmm. I like Not a Trace as my top choice, Terry. Again, speed wins. This horse has been able to produce the quickest opening quarter out of anybody in this field. And it's walking up the performance ladder. You know how I like that. 4 consecutive speed figure increases. So from race to race to race, the horse is getting a little bit better. Another horse that's getting a little bit of a weight break in here. So I like that as well. And has the top early pace and late pace combo by a pretty big margin. So if it can string together the first part and the second part of the race, as it has in the past, it could be more than enough to get this done. Number 5, Liam's Lady, Terry, won the last wire to wire with stronger fractions than it had done in the past. Not surprising, as this horse has the top pedigree in the field. It produced the top last race speed figure, and the trainer liked it so much, turning the horse around in less than 20 days. Number 2, Same Moon, and number 6. The stories are pretty much the same on both of these horses. They both ran some pretty good fractions last time out relative to everybody else in the field. Same Moon has increased its speed figure 3 times in a row. So another horse in this race that's walking up the ladder. And Connoisseur did show much better fractions in the last race, the 6 horse, than it did in the race before. Race number 4, Terry, which closes out the early pick 4. Again, my hot dog pick 4. We'll That first race will be coming up pretty shortly here. I'll put it on the screen again. We're going to switch distances here, Terry. This one is 6 furlongs. It's a maiden claiming $16,000 race with a purse of $26,000 for maidens and fillies 3 years old. Obviously, haven't won a race yet, right?
Right.
And at a 6 furlongs, Terry, so far, meet to date, they have run 16 races. I mean, year to date in 2022. 11 of them were won by speed. But interestingly, Terry, this many, 0, 1 wire to wire. So far, the rail has yet to win. So that's maybe a little bit of a weirdness going on there. And it seems like if you have a number 4 or higher, you have the edge. So we both like that outside horse, the 12-4 combination in a little bit different order. I like the 12. She's a fast one, Terry, because it has produced the fastest, earliest fractions, does have the top pedigree, and another one of those horses that runs fast, getting first-time Lasix, and probably going to be better second off the bench. Why do you like the 4 more than the 12?
Well, I like the 4 because she's been in the money 5 out of 6 career races. She has the best dirt speed among today's starters, and she's dropping in class today. And then I like the number 12 because she's a fast one, and she better be a fast one coming from the outside post like that. Shows speed and finished third versus Tougher in her last race. Trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days has been perfect, 3 out of 3. And they added Lasix. Then I like number 8, Don't Tell Frankie. Lasix and blinkers are added today, and she has a good workout on January 9th. She did 49.2, breezing from the gate, third best out of 18. And then I like number 5, Seize the Whiskey. Shows early speed last race, drops in class today, adds blinkers today, and the trainer wins 35% of the time when he's adding blinkers for the first time.
Yeah, so after we get past the 4 and the 12, we disagree. I do like Cup of Life, a Denzel Washington horse. Terry spends a whole lot of time around the winner's circle, just not in it. As Denzel said, if you spend enough time in the barbershop, eventually you're going to get a haircut. Is in the money, 3 for 3 at Parx, so definitely likes the track. Just doesn't like the winner's circle there. And does have a tie for the top early pace and late pace figures as this horse walks up the performance ladder with 3 consecutive speed figure increases in a row. I'm going to break away from you here, Terry. Our first kind of disagreements on the day. I like the number 2, La Sua Apasta. Horse was decently bet in its debut. Has first-time Lasix as a horse that's making the biggest drop in the field. Last time out, ran for a purse of $50,000, almost cut in half today to $26,000. If you look at the workout on January 13th, it was a bullet, Terry. The horse ran really fast and catching a weight break. So you got horse that been well bet, big drop, decent speed, weight break, and Lasix. That's a lot going for it. And then number 10, Flybird, has some of the fastest opening fractions last time out and gets the first-time Lasix, as I've mentioned before. I do like that early speed, get the dose of Lasix. Many times you see those horses carry on when they used to fade. And the horse has done okay at Parx, Terry. He's raced there 5 times. Finished third 3 times. So it's not been all that far away. It's kind of knocking at the door from a distance, but I think the Lasix helps it get a little bit closer. And so just to kind of rewind a little bit, because that first race has got to be coming up pretty soon, right?
Yeah, about 5 minutes.
So here, I'll just pull up my hot dog pick 4 one more time, right before the first race goes off. I have Terry's doing race 8, 9, 10, and 11. He did his hot dog at the end of the show. I did mine to start it off with the 1, 2, 4 in race 1. The 1, my best bet in race 2 with the 4. Race 3, the 7 and 5. And race 4, the 12, 4, and 2. Hopefully, all 4 of those races comes home first, Terry.
All right.
So tonight, Terry, I don't know. Last night, as I mentioned, we started the show. We had on Wesley Ho, the jockey, right, from he races primarily in like the Atlantic Coast, Delaware, at Charlestown. Hurt himself, 4 broken ribs, man. Can you imagine? He say fell off the horse. The horse fell on top of him.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah,
broke 4 ribs, and he said they hurt pretty badly.
I know that because I broke 4 ribs last year, and it took me many months to recover from that. So I feel his pain.
Yeah, quite literally.
Yeah,
not any longer, but you did feel his pain.
I did.
Well, tonight we have on another jockey. You might recognize that guy in the picture there, Terry.
Yeah, Mike Smith.
Yes, Hall of Fame jockey Mike Smith will be our guest tonight on Horse Center. Got a lot to talk to about Mike and the upcoming Kentucky Derby trails. You know what's happening with him, Corniche, that sort of stuff. So make sure you tune in. That show tonight will be at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on Racing Radar TV. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't. Help us get to 1,000. That's where Google will help pay us a few pennies a month, which every penny counts, right, Terry?
That's
And
right.
so make sure you do that. If you haven't, also you can subscribe on Facebook and Twitter. The handle is the same: Horse Race, the number 2 day. So Horse Race Today, you see it on the scroll down there. Sean will be sending out a notification about 15 minutes to a half an hour before we go live as a reminder. And if you subscribe at YouTube and you click the bell, you'll also be told. Race number 5, Terry, is next on the card. This one is $25,000 claiming race. It is another 6 furlong race. As we said, speed wins. It just doesn't go wire to wire, Terry. And typically, so far in 22, outside posts have been a better place to be than inside posts. But you have the 2-horse as your best bet here. Tell me why, Terry, the 2-horse is going to be the one that gets the job done. Walk Me Home more than any other horse on the card.
Yeah, number 2, Walk Me Home. Well, it better not walk home. I think it's going to run home. And it won 2 of its last 3 races and only lost the last race by a neck. And the trainer wins 27% of the time when bringing back a beaten favorite to race. Mm-hmm. And I like number 5, Awesome Pal. Won her last race at Parx at today's distance. So the distance shouldn't be a problem. And she's finished in the money in this distance 7 out of 10 times and won 3 of those. And then number 1, Love in Her Eyes, has a good jockey trainer, finished in the money 7 out of 9 races and won 3 at Parx. And then I like number 7, Love is on Fire, beaten only a length and a quarter versus similar last start. And this jockey in the last 7 days has won 5 out of 12 races.
I thought you were going to go with, I don't know, who, Love is in the Air. Who is that, Neil Diamond?
I think so, yeah. I think that is Neil Diamond.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty bad that I'm singing Neil Diamond. Anyway, race number 5, Terry, it looks like for both of us, we're kind of dependent on the 2 here. I have the 2 winning 3 races in a row, 5, 6, and 7. So if the 2s are on fire today, Terry, Rich will be on fire. Well, Walk Me Home, I agree with you. It's my top pick in race number 5. Not my best bet. Was one I was considering, though. It does have the top late pace figures in this field, Terry. And if you look at all the other horses in the race, most of them are competitive at the top end of the pace scale. So I think you're going to see a heated race out of the gate here. So those late legs should come in really well for Walk Me Home. Might not walk home, Terry, but it could walk to the winner's circle as everybody else tires out. Was the favorite last time out, and Kathleen Damasi, the trainer, does rebound at 27%. And has the horse here with the top pedigree. So has the genes to get it done. My Neil Diamond, Love is in the Air, Love on Fire at the top last race speed figure, Terry. And I love to pair up top last race speed figure with a drop. Not only is this horse dropping, Terry, Love on Fire is making the biggest drop in the field. Last time ran for a purse of $65,000, only running for $28,000. So cut that number in half. It has a part of a 3-way tie for the best early pace, late pace combination. So a horse that can race well from beginning to end. And if you look at its workout on January the 14th, it was a solid work. That indicates to me Love on Fire should be able to continue with that early pace, late pace combination. Love in Her Eyes. A lot of love going on in this race, Terry. This horse seems to love running at Parx, finishing in the money, 7 out of 9, 3 wins. A 2nd and 3/3. You have that top jockey combination, trainer combination with Ruben Severa and Jamie Ness, as I mentioned. They've won 31% together. And the interesting thing about this Love in Her Eyes, Terry, won 3 races so far, right, in the career. 2 of the 3 were from the rail position. Although the rail hasn't won, maybe she can break that. And then finally, number 6, Tis Gracie, has the top 6 furlong number in terms of like the speed. So I was looking at 3 different horses for this 3 different horses for this 4th spot. Either the 3 Still Alive, the 5 Awesome Pal, or the 6 Tis Gracie. And then I just kind of looked at how fast they've all been able to run 6 furlongs. Tis Gracie is faster than those other 2. That's why it gets the number 4 spot, does have the top early pace figures in the field, Terry. And this is another horse that's dropping in its second start off a layoff. Last time it ran for 20. This time it's running. Last time it ran. This time it's running for 28. Last time it ran for 47. Ooh, confusing myself right there.
You need to make a change then because you got the 5 in the 4th spot instead of the 6.
I have the 5. All right. So what race is this?
5th race.
6. Okay. Let me just change it right there.
Yeah,
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for pointing that out, Terry.
That's fine.
I think I caught that before, and then I don't know how I didn't fix it. But how do you like that little tricky? I just put a number in and it automatically puts the color in. Huh?
Pretty cool. I think that's really cool. Hey, the first race at Parx is running right now, and the 3 and the 8. No, the 3 and the 7 head and head. There goes the 4 on the outside, moving up into second. And now the 6 is running on the hindquarters of the 4. 7's still in front. 4 looks like he's closing on the 7. The other, there's about 3 lengths back to the other group, which is led by the 1.
Mm-hmm.
And for yours, I guess you would like the 1 to win, wouldn't you?
Well, I think I would like the 1 to win on the hot dog because I think I went 3 deep on the first one. So how is it? Are they coming home?
Yeah, the 7's still out front, and it doesn't look like
no one's going to get him.
No, he's really
pulling away.
He's not faltering at all. It's going to come 7, 6, probably 4. 7, 6, 4. Yeah, 7 wins it, and I think the 4 might have got the 6 there at the end. It's really close.
Well, neither one of us had the 7, unfortunately. You know, the funny thing is, the last couple times we've done Parx, it started out that way for us.
Yeah.
And actually, we ended up having a good day afterwards.
That's right.
Let's move on to race number 6, Terry. Like I said, this is a card that I feel like it was just really difficult. Race number 6, Terry, we both agree on the 2, and then we don't agree, I think, we agree on the 8 after that. So, again, wide open. Back to 1 mile and 70 yards, claiming 5,000 non-winners of 1 in a year since December 25th. This is a distance and surface, Terry, that once again at 1 mile and 70 yards, 19 races in 2022, 14 by speed, 7 wire to wire. Looks to me like if you get an 8 or out, it's a little bit of an edge over the 1 through 7. We both like the 2, Galios Affair up front. Why do you like that horse?
Well, it finished last time out 3rd after breaking slow. And actually in the last 3 races, it's been in the money 3 times, won one of those. Jockey in the last 7 days has been in the money 8 out of 11 times, winning 3, and she has a really good workout. Then I like number 3, Lady Brexit, drops in class, and the trainer wins 24% of the time when dropping a horse 2 classes, which is what Lady Brexit's doing. Then number 8, Molly's Game, loves running second. Yeah, just really loves her. Another bridesmaid. So she can improve while returning to a route, I think, though. Mm-hmm. Number 1, Southern Sense, broke bad last race and lost all chance. She's returning to the distance that she has performed well at.
Galios Affair for me, Terry, in the money, 12 out of 18 at the distance. So that number works for me. Put a bullet work on the track, getting ready for this spot on January the 9th. And as you mentioned, as I grade them, 3 consecutive high-quality races in a row. Number 5 is a little bit of a price in here, Terry. Townsend does have the fastest opening fractions that a horse has produced in the opening quarter, so speed does work here. Had the top last race speed figure, so maybe the horse is coming back into the form. The fractions indicate that's the case because it ran much faster fractions last time out than in previous races, and it's taken the biggest drop tied with another horse, one of 2, from a $50,000 purse in the last start to only $18,000 this time, and does have the second best early pace, late pace combo. So hopefully all those things add up to a horse at a nice price that comes home maybe first. Number 4, Silver Excess, Terry, top early pace numbers in the field. Does have decent work on January the 14th, so I would expect that to continue to be the early pace play, horse that should be in the announcer's mouth as they come around the track from beginning to end. And then finally, number 8, a horse that I agree with you on, Molly's Game, is catching a weight break, coming off a big drop. As I mentioned, there was 2 horses that are going from 50,000 to 18,000. Molly's Game is the other. And this is the other horse that has a top early pace combination by just a little bit more than the 5 horse, but I like the odds better on the 5 for sure. Race number 7, Terry, is another 6 furlong race as they go back to 6 furlongs. This one's an optional claiming, $25,000 for a purse of $25,000, Terry. Again, speed wins, just not speed on the rail. That's difficult to do so far. So let's see. We got some. Are we providing Penn National selections? Yes, Jordan, you bring that up. So sorry to interrupt where we were at, Terry, but Jordan, we are doing Penn National selections today. Not necessarily on the show here, but if you head over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, you will find that we have the Penn National as today's free picks of the day. So here, let me pull it up real quick. So, and it doesn't. You don't have, I don't think you have to register or anything. It's just go on over to Guaranteed Tip Sheet, click on Penn National, and you'll see the picks are there for free. Yesterday was Mahoning Valley. We did pretty good there. The 3 Coos Bay is the first pick in race number 1. Again, guaranteedtipsheet.com to catch that. Terry, you were right about the 7-1 race 1. Yep, that's what Jared Bush says. So $76 exacta. So it sounds to me like a shot hit the first frag, huh? What the 7 go off at, Terry?
I didn't even see what the price was. It was pretty high, I think, though.
You're welcome, Jordan. No problem. Hopefully they're all winners for you today over there, my man, tonight, at least tonight, right? So that's what we want to win. That's the idea. As Carl Broberg said, to stuff our pockets full of cash.
Yeah, and Rob, did you see Rob wants to know, are we going to do any handicapping for Gulfstream on Saturday?
Yes, Rob, we're going to have a lot of stuff set up for Gulfstream on Saturday. So Thursday night's guest is going to be Claudia Sapardo. Let me just pull that up on the. Hold on one second here. Let me pull up the Facebook page again real quick. But Claudia, she's one of the handicappers over at Gulfstream. And you can find her picks every day on horseracingtoday.net, where we link off to all of the free handicapping picks available around the net. There's not a lot of tracks. Not all tracks, believe it or not, Terry, have a house handicapper. Right. So because they don't all have a house handicapper, not all of them have free picks online. So I went out and aggregated them all, and that's where Terry's best bet can be found every single day. But if you join us on Thursday for the Players Edge podcast, we'll be talking with Claudia. Her last name, I always think I'm going to get this wrong. Her last name is Spadaro. Yeah, you can see this young lady will be joining us Thursday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern here on Horse Racing Radar TV. Again, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. She'll be with us live. She'll give us her picks, her thoughts, and any kind of information that's available. The young lady usually does the Spanish picks and Spanish commentary and Spanish marketing for the Gulfstream Park races. So she's very friendly, very nice. In the conversations we've had getting prepared for for Thursday, should be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and at Parx, that first race, that horse was 9-2, and that won the 7, and the 6 just beat out the 4. 6 was 11-1. That's why it paid so good on the exacta. And of course, the 4 was a favorite. So
too bad we couldn't get that 6 to win. But anyway,
yeah,
because we both had him in our picks, so it would have been really good. All right, Terry, I forgot what race we're on. Race number 6, right?
We just finished race 6, and I think we're going to race 7.
Race number 7. So this is the beginning of the box it ups of the day, Terry. And the box it up is when we take our 4 selections, and in those 4 selections, we do an exacta box, a $1 exacta box, a 50-cent trifecta box, and a 10-cent superfecta box. Terry and I both had the trifecta yesterday, and we were competing for the superfecta. And I was pulling for Terry on the superfecta because I had the 9 horse, which was a little bit lower odds than the 3 horse. But with the 3 horse coming in 4th, we both had the trifecta, but with the 3 horse coming in 4th, Terry actually had the superfecta ice cold for a dime that I think paid something like $14 or $18 for a dime.
Correct.
So that was a very good day for both of us on the box it up. You're doing race 7. I'm doing race 8. Tell us why you like these horses in this order in Parx race 7.
Well, I like Esperita because she won her debut race at Parx at today's distance, and she looked like she'd been running forever. She has a jockey in the last 7 days who's won 3 out of 11. And then I like number 2, Make a Joyful Noise.
Mm-hmm.
Was in the money. Yay!
Is that joyful or is that scary? I'm not sure.
It scared me, but anyway, in the money. she's been in the money 3 out of 5 career races, and she comes in from the fairgrounds after finishing third and drops in class for this race. And then I like number 6, Above the Limit, drops in class today. The trainer jockey combination the last 14 days have been perfect, 3 out of 3. And then I like number 4, Parx Beauty, won her last race at Penn National. Comes to try Parx for the first time, and I think she may be somebody to contend with.
So for me in race number 7, Terry, let me pull this off the screen. I got a little distracted with Jay Marco's comment, said I scared him. It's just, of course, the sounds. It's never the face for TV, right?
Yeah.
Right. But for me in race number 7, Terry, I like the 2 Make a Joyful Noise. I won't go through that. Yay again. But anyway, horse is getting a weight break. And what I like here is not only is the horse dropping in class in terms of running for a $61,000 purse last time, this time around it's running for $25,000, and it's also taking what I call a track drop in class, going from fairgrounds to Parx. I think a little bit better quality horses tend to run at fairgrounds, although this year might be a little bit different. But when we had Aubrey Green on, she said it was because the fire knocked out 2 barns, and that's probably why the number of entrants is down at fairgrounds this year. It's the only horse in the field and one of the few on the day's card, Terry, that last time out ran a speed figure above par for the level of race that it's in. So, and the horse has the top pedigree. So I think if it just runs back to its last race, it makes easy work of this field. So it was when I was thinking about making a possible best bet of the day. Number 2, Esperancita won the debut with a strong stretch run, Terry. I like that because the horse was battling in the stretch. And when a first-time starter battles in the stretch and doesn't give up, to me, that's a measure of the horse's heart. It's a horse that's competitive, and that's what you want to see. And that was reflected in a tie for the top late pace figures in the field. And a horse I think has put in a couple good workouts since that last run. Number 6, Above the Limit. Again, one of those horses that can get up and go out of the gates, Terry. Kick some dirt out of there because it's run the fastest quarter-mile fraction out of any horse in this field. Been in the money 6 out of 8 races, Terry. Does have the top early pace figures, so that confirms the fact that the horse has a lot of giddy up and go. And then in preparation for this race, because it's been off for a while, it has 17 furlongs of workouts. Most of which are okay, like middle of the road or better. And that 17 furlongs of workouts tell me that despite being off, the horse is going to come back to the race fit. Number 4, Parx Beauty, is consistently producing some of the best speed numbers out of any horse in this field. Just one of those horses that seems to run well enough to be a part of the conversation, but never really being the one that wins. Although it did win last time out at Penn National and has put some good workouts in as well. So race number 7, Terry. Race number 8 is what we call the connector race, right, Terry?
Correct. Yes, it is.
Because it ends one pick 4 and starts another pick 4. So that's kind of like the killer, right?
Yeah.
I don't kid myself. I don't kid myself, girls. That's what the girls tell me, Jay. But it's the killer, right? Is the one that ends at pick 4 and starts at pick 4. So this one is extremely important. And we put together, for me, this one is the box for me, Terry, the box it up. And I'll tell you why I like the horses. Number 3, Longstail was another horse I was considering making one of my best bets on the day, Terry. This one is 1 mile and 70 yards, race number 8. And it's optional claiming $16,000 for a purse of $25,000. We've been over 1 mile and 70 yards and how it's speed and all that kind of good stuff. For me, I like the 3 horse Longtail. It's the first off the claim. And trainer Michael Pino, he's pretty good at claiming a horse and getting it out and win next time, winning 20% of the time. The horse has 16 good works since 16 furlongs of good works since its last race. And as I mentioned, there's only a couple horses on the card today who put in a last race speed figure over par for the level. This horse is the other one. So I do like the fact that if it just runs back one race, it can win. And it is putting together a walk up the ladder with 4 consecutive speed figure increases with the top early pace figures. Loves the distance with a win in 2 seconds and 3 tries. Number 7, Hard Sting, has the top pedigree, Terry, in the money, 5 out of 6 at the distance. Has a win and 2 seconds and 3 runs over the Parx course. Was the favorite last time out, and trainer Jamie Ness, great trainer nonetheless, but one of his better angles. Next time around the track with the beaten favorite, wins at 27% of the time. Our lucky man, Terry, has the top late pace figures over the 7-horse. Another that's squawking up the performance ladder with 4 consecutive speed figure increases. And it just has to run back 2 races to its only race at Parx, where it made easy work of the field, and it won. And then finally, number 4, Secret Path. And this was one of those 50-50s because I was also looking at the 6-horse here, just a thought, Terry, but I settled on Secret Path. Third off a layoff. And if you look at the previous 3 race cycles, the third off a layoff was as good as any of the first 2. Another that's consecutively improved 4 races in a row with its speed figures. And last time out, put some pretty good fractions on the course in its opening quarter. So that's my box it up, Terry, for race number 8. What do you like in race number 8?
I like number 7, Hardsting. That horse came in from Kingland back in October and promptly won by 12 lengths. Mm-hmm. And then it came back in December 29th and ran second by a length and a half. And then this last time it went up in class a little bit and it ran second by a length. So it's got a high percentage trainer, and I think it's going to do very well today. Mm-hmm. And then I like number 3, Longtail. Ran second in his last race, losing only by 3/4 of a length, and received the highest last race speed rating. Has a good jockey trainer combination. And then number 4, Secret Path won. Probably going to try to take a Secret Path to get to this one, but won its last race at Parx Racing doing that Secret Path, and has a high winning percent jockey. So number 8, Our Lucky Man, finished 4th in his last race, only losing by a length and a quarter. He wasn't too lucky on that one, but we'll see how much luck he gets this time. Drops in class today. So that's how I see it.
So Frank Voll's apparently not happy with us, Terry. He says, wow, this show sucked. They picked 5 horses in the first race at Parx and get none of it. Hell no. Well, I don't know how bad we suck. Maybe we do suck some races, Terry. There's no question that we would suck on some races. Every horse player does, right?
Yeah.
But let me rewind a little bit. The last show we did on Thursday before the break, the pick 4 at the top 4 picks at Aqueduct would have been a $29,000 pick 4. If you added in the top choice in race number 1, a $39,000 pick 5. And then last week, Terry, I think you had the pick 4 in 3 out of 4 days.
I did, yes.
And I had the pick 4. I think we had a couple of box it ups that paid really nice as well.
Yes.
And then yesterday we had a box it up, a superfecta. We had the early pick 4 with myself. So yeah, maybe we do suck, but on that particular race, maybe the show does suck. There's a lot of other options out there, but
yeah,
I don't know. What the rest do you think?
Maybe Frank can start his own show and show how good he is.
Or give us his picks for the next race. That's
that'd be nice.
So I mentioned that race number 8 is that killer leg, Terry. So race number 8 is in our prime rib pick 4s. We both did 5 through 8. Yeah. So you went 4 deep in the first leg. I went 3 deep in the first leg, and then we both went 4 after that. And then as far as the hot dog pick 4, Terry, you went from race 8, 9, 10, and 12.
Yep.
And you singled up the 7 in race number 8, despite the fact that it's not your best bet. So some courage there, Terry.
That is. Absolutely.
Absolutely, for sure. All right, Terry. So let's wind out race number. Did we just do race number 8, right? Yes. Okay. So now it's time for race number 9. Well, there's a lot of races today. It's kind of hard to keep track, right?
It is. Hey, look at there. J. Marco made a comment.
I agree with you, Terry. Let's put him up. Let's put him up. Let's get in the ring. Anyway. All right. So race number 9, Terry. Oof. A lot of races to cover. When we were doing this, Terry's like, Rich, there's 11 races at this tomorrow. Yeah. So this one's a little bit different for the first time today, Terry. I mentioned there's 2 races on the card that aren't either 6 furlongs or a mile and 70 yards. Race number 9 is one of them. It's 7 furlongs. It's a claiming race of $10,000, purse of $26,000, non-winners of 1 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have not won a race since October 25th. So you got some horses that are looking for the first W in a little while, and 7 furlongs, Terry, on the main track. They've had 12 races, 8 have won by speed, 0 went wire to wire. And once again, like 6 furlongs, the rail didn't win. So there's something that tells me there's something goofy going on with sprints in the rails. 2 through 7 played fair. And again, if you got an 8 or out, you have a little bit of a post position advantage, Terry. So We have the same four horses in a little different order. Why do you like the one horse? It's funny. You got the one horse first. I got it last.
Well, first of all, the one horse is 12-1 in the morning lane, which is something I really like.
Mm-hmm.
And I like this horse, Caden's Courage, because it finished third versus similar in the last race, received the highest last speed rating. And also, I just kind of like the name Caden's Courage. Shows a lot of courage there.
Yes.
Number 5, Social Group, won his last race at Parx Racing and improved his speed rating in each of the last 3 races, which I think is a good angle that actually you've turned me on to. So number 12. I never really looked at that till you talked about
Which
it.
angle is that, Terry?
What jingle?
What angle did you say that is?
That increasing the speed ratings in last 3-4
Mm-hmm.
races. So I never really paid much attention to that. But I think
let me just say I can't take credit for that, Terry. I read a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, I'm one of those nerds, I guess, for my own self that likes to know as much as I can about a subject. And there's a great book out there written by a guy by the name of Barry Meadows. I forget the name of it, but if you look it up on you can order it directly from him, and you might be able to order it. I'll put a link to it in the notes for the show. I'll have to go up and get the book, but this guy Barry Meadows studied tens of thousands of data points, Terry. And so I looked through all of them and tens of thousands of races. I mean, just you name it in horse racing, he studied every single angle. And what I did is what I called alpha angles, because I come from the stock market world. And in the United States, the average field has 8 horses in it, right? Mm-hmm. So that means just mathematically, your horse has a 1 in 8 chance to win. So 12.5% chance to win. And what I did from the stock market experience is any angle that won at over 12.5% delivers what's called alpha.
Yeah.
So it outperformed just the natural odds. And one of those angles is horses that can increase their speed figure at least 3 races in a row. So I'm not one that makes up a lot of things. A couple of things I've learned on my own, but if I find somebody who's been successful at it, I'm not afraid to take that mousetrap and use it myself.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you brought that out. So anyway, well, my third pick is number 12, Jump Shot. And, it's been trying to jump shoot the last 3 races and only got to third, so he kind of missed them. He's going to try to do better this time, but he's got a trainer that wins 28% of the time, first race after Acclaim, and this jockey is on fire, won 5 out of 12 races in the last 7 days. And then my last pick in that race is number, let's see here.
Looks like
number 6. Yeah.
His
Am won his last race at Penn National.
So I like the 5 Social Group. You talked about the 3 speed figure increases. It's a horse that should be close to the pace all the way out. And it was the 3-5 favorite in its last race, Terry, and the odds are much higher this time. And how many times have we missed horses where the betting public was on it just one race too early? Hopefully that's the case with Social Group today. That's one of the angles that we've kind of learned on our own going through the show. His Am is a horse that's done well at the distance, 2 wins, a second and a third, like horses that like the distance for the course. First time off Acclaim for trainer Michael Pino. He's a 20% winner. We talked about that a little bit earlier. The horse does have the best late pace figures in the field. Number 12, Jump Shot, first time off Acclaim. Terry, as you mentioned, the trainer has won 4 out of 14 times doing that, has some of the best early pace, late pace combination numbers in the field. And this is probably, Terry, I have to say, of all the races we're doing today, this might be the most competitive race on the card. And finally, Caden's Courage, as you mentioned, gets the rail. The rail hasn't won, as I mentioned. Horse has improved its speed figure 4 consecutive races in a row, Terry, including culminating last time out with the top last race speed figure.
And I need to correct myself. Number 6, His Am, did not win at Penn National. My problem was my top choice had been scratched in that race and scratched with about 15 minutes to go to this show. So I threw this one in and didn't remove the comments. This horse actually at Parx in December ran second, only beaten a half length. And this trainer has won 3 out of the last 7 races.
So this next race is interesting to me, Terry, because this happens to us every now and then where I have a winner in my rankings and you don't even have him in your top 4.
Yeah.
So usually that horse does okay, though. It hasn't hurt me yet so far.
Yeah.
Race number 10, Terry, is a 6 furlong race. Again, speed wins, just not speed on the rail. You want to have a outside post. Seems like they work a little bit better. This one is a optional claiming 25,000, purse of 25,000 for fillies and 3-year-olds, which have started for $25,000 or less and which have not won 2 races. So you like the 6 horse, Terry? Tell us why you like your 4.
Well, I like number 6, JMR Gemma. Only a head away from winning 2 races in her young career, and she won her last race at Penn National.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 4, Platinum Ice, finished 3rd versus similar in the last race and can improve at this shorter distance. They added Lasix this time. The number 10, Golden E-By Micro, I don't know, won her maiden race, was heavily bet in that race, and has a hot jockey in the last 7 days, won 5 out of 5 races, and won 3 of those. So, and then I like number 5, Lady Zeta. Comes from Laurel after winning her last race there and got the highest last speed rating at that among these race horses.
So race 2 just started, Terry.
Yep.
And this has happened to me the last couple times in a row. The best bet that I had was a morning line 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And it got bet all the way down to 6-5. So right now, the 3 horse, the Turnpike Bob, is on the lead, followed by the 4 horse, Hartness. And then you have the 1 horse is in 3rd, Jump for the Win. And then the 5 horse is now currently running. Well, the first 4 is kind of separated from the last couple. So if Whiskey Could Talk, Terry is right in that mix as well. So let's see how they play out as the race goes along. For me, race number 9, Terry, I'll go through my picks as the race is running, and you can maybe interrupt us when it's finished. I like Starship Loban.
Number 10, race 10.
Race 10, yeah, I'm sorry. Race 10 is Starship Loban. It's a horse Terry doesn't have. First time Lasix for this horse that has a lot of early speed, Terry. Strong work on January the 29th. Was a beaten favorite for trainer Jamie Ness, who teams up once again with Ruben Silveria here. They win at 31%, Terry. Number 6, JMR Gemma, is a head away from winning both of her races, won last by 4 3/4. And again, that's another one of those angles, Terry. Horses that tend to win by races by more than 1.5 lengths the previous race tend to come back and win at a high rate the next time out. Did run some of the best opening fractions last time out and does have a tie for the top late and early pace combos. Platinum Ice, another one of those horses, Terry, that has first-time Lasix, was well bet last time out, and you're seeing it first-time Lasix with speed, good bet, and odds are up this time. And then finally, Golden EIB Microphone, a tribute to the now deceased Rush Limbaugh. Top early pace numbers, tie for the top early pace and late pace combo, has some of the best fractions in its last race for the opening quarter, was the betting favorite on the debut, off since August the 25th, but has 13 furlongs of workouts as it's getting prepared for this race. So I would suspect that horse should be sharp. So it looks like my 1 horse is not going to win, Terry. The 3 horse is going to go all the way around. So it's going to go 3, 4. So it went 3, 4, and then it's a toss up between the. Yeah, it looks like the 2
the
and the
1
maybe
there. Yeah,
the 1 finished 4th, ran out of the money.
Yeah.
As I said, tough card today, but we both had the 3 and 4.
Well, the 3 led the whole way, and the 3 is at 4-1, and the 4 is at 5-2. So that'll be a pretty good exact.
Too bad the 5 didn't finish in the middle of them.
Yeah,
all right, Terry.
Nice.
The last race of the day is the second race on the card. That's not a mile and 70 yards or 6 furlongs. It's 6.5 furlongs. They've only run a handful of them. 3 won by speed. All 3 of those, Terry, went wire to wire, and all 3 winners come from posts 4 through 7. We have some similar horses in here. I like the 7 as my top pick. You have it as your 4th pick. So once again, almost one that didn't make it on your picks. Why do you like the 12 first?
Well, I like the 12 because it finished in the money in the 5 out of the last 6 races and drops in class today. And then I like number 3, Rising Storm. Finished in the money in 4 out of 6 races. Won one of those races at Parx Racing, and it was at today's distance. And then I like number 2, Admiral Eastwood. Drops in class today, has a hot jockey who we've discussed in the past here. That's won 3 out out of 11 starts. And then number 7, One Stick Start, won 2 out of 6 races in 2021.
All right. So yeah, that race 2 went 3, 4, 6, and 1. So the 6 horse kind of snuck its way in there on us, Terry. And didn't I say, if I remember correctly, that the 6 horse in race 2 was the 50-50 horse?
You
For
did.
me?
Yeah, you
Isn't
did.
that funny how that works?
It is.
Yes,
People
indeed.
should
That
pay.
the 6 horse was the Karma Latini, had the top pedigree, as I mentioned. But
Yeah.
oh no, that was race number 2. Yeah, Mischief Road was the one making that big drop from 42 to 25. It really, those 50-50s, whenever I pick a 50-50, go the other way. So
That's right. That's good
this
angle.
6.5 furlong race, Terry, is claiming to close out the card, 7,500. Non-winners of 3 lifetime, purse of $21,000. Terry, if you're going to get to the lead, you're going to do so and win with speed. I like the 7 horse as my top selection, Terry. The reason I like the 7 horse as my top selection is because it does have some of the best early pace figures that any horse has put together in here. It's done 16 furlongs workouts getting ready for this race, so the horse should be sharp. Has run okay fresh. I think it has a win and a third when it's come off the bench and taken a little bit of a drop from a $25,000 purse to 21. I do like the Rain Man as my second choice, Terry, a Denzel Washington horse.
That's
a
great.
lot around the winner's circle, a lot just not in it. Does have the top early pace and late pace combination, which is punctuated by the top late pace figures, tied at least, another horse. 4th race off a layoff, Terry. And if you look at the last time the horse ran a 4-race cycle, the 4th race was an improvement from the 3rd race. And the 3rd race last time out might have been good enough to get this done. Admiral Eastwood is my 3rd choice, in the money, 5 out of 6 at the distance, Terry, with 2 seconds and 3/3. So it hasn't won yet. In the money overall, almost 50% of the time at Parx, 13 to 28 races. And if you look a little bit back, 3-4 races back, did show the ability to get out of the gates and make some noise. And then finally, the last pick of this long 11-race card, Terry, is number 11. That's got to be some numerology in there. Grand Count the Shells. I think it's just Count the Shells is I think what it is, because there were some scratches in there and I didn't take the fully out. So Count the Shells had some of the best opening fractions last time out, Terry. The horse is making its 3rd start off a layoff. And again, if you look at the last 3-race cycle, the horse was in. The 3rd race in that cycle was the best of the 3.
Yeah. So
whew, what a long show, huh?
It is. So all we got left to do is look at the hot dog pick 4 that I have.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we've looked at that yet, have we?
Well, we did. We pulled them all up. So
all right.
hot dogs pick 4 and race
there
number
we
8.
Go.
So we'll just real quickly cap everything off again here, Terry. So here's all of our picks. Obviously, race 1 and race 2 are done. My best bet finished 4th out of the money, but it did end up a 3-4. I don't know what that exacta paid, Terry. I think that exacta paid race number 2. If you boxed them all, because we both had the same 4 horses, the results would have been a $2 exacta paid $43.40. So not bad.
No, it's a good one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, so you see all of our picks there. You have our prime rib. My hot dog is done already, but here you can see Terry's hot dog, race number 8, the 7, the 1, the 5, the 12, and the 6, the 6, the 4. And then on the prime rib pick 4, we both did races 5 through 8. Terry did 4 legs in the 4 horses in the first leg, 3 in the second. I went 3 in the first leg, and then 4 on the way out. Again, very wide open card today. Our box it ups are race 7 and race 8. And then again, if you haven't already, if you like what you saw, unlike our one friend who didn't like what he saw today, but if the rest of you did, please give us a thumbs up on Facebook. Give us a subscription at YouTube. We're trying to get to that 1,000. Hit the bell. Tonight, we'll be back with Mike Smith at 8 o'clock. Sean and I will talk a little bit about where Mike's headed, what's going on with his horses, what he sees with the Kentucky Derby, and whatever questions you have. We had a lot of questions last night from Michael Ho. Feel free to come in on YouTube or Facebook and make a comment. Any final thoughts, Terry, before we get out of here this Tuesday?
Let's look at my pick of the day. So
your pick of the day?
Yeah, the one that we put it on the website there. And I can tell you that yesterday my pick of the day actually did really well. I played Turf Paradise, the 6 race. Number 8, Try to Capture, won the race. Number 6, Majestic Street, ran 2nd. And number 2, March of the Lynch, ran 3rd. So I had the exacta and trifecta ice cold. The one paid $5.20, $3.20, and $2.40. Exacta paid $8.10, and the Tri paid $14.65. So,
okay. And then today you like a Parx race number 5. We went through it. So you like the 2, the 5, and the 1 in race number 5 as your best bet of the day.
That's right. Yes.
Fantastic.
Okay. Other than that, everybody have a great day, and I hope that you do really well. I hope Frank wins today, and has
using our
day.
picks too, Terry.
Yeah, and ours are his. Whichever one wins, that's all we care about.
Oh yes, but the irony of him winning money with our picks would just be priceless.
It would be, yes, it would be. So, but I'm hoping he has a good day, and I hope you have a good day too, Rich.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah. So,
all right. So tomorrow, Terry and I will be back at the same time, 12 o'clock Eastern. Tomorrow's track of the day is Gulfstream Park. Frank, if you'd like, we welcome more picks. So you can email me your picks, Frank, to gtsrichb@gmail.com, or feel free to put them here in the comment section. We'll welcome them, and hopefully they do well. It's a community. We're all working together to pick more winners, not necessarily to pretend that we're the best on the planet, although that is my goal, to be the best damn handicapper I can be. As always, folks, we hope that your life and your tickets, your picks, end up, Terry, in the
winner's circle.
Yes, J. Marco's winner's circle at that. Have a great day, everybody.